What is going on, guys? Eric from Bolts and Banter here, coming at you with another video. We are on the driveway once again. It is a super windy day, but we are here working on the Toyota 4Runner, and it is going to be a very quick video today. Nilight sent us these TPE all-weather floor mats that you see on the ground over here, and we are going to do a really quick upgrade to the 4Runner. We have the OEM all-weather floor mats in the car, and that's how we got the vehicle, and quite frankly, they are not that good. They don't provide that much protection in the rain, snow, or any kind of muddy conditions, and they're not that easy to clean because they are rubber, and of course the quality is not so good. Nilight was nice enough to send us these TPE floor mats. They are very similar to some of the bigger brand floor mats that you see out there that cost a lot more money than these, so we are going to go ahead and quickly install them and give them a try and see what they look like on the car. Before we go ahead and install the new floor mats, let's see what we're working with. Like I mentioned, we have the OEM floor mats that came with the car. You can see that there isn't much of a protective lip here, and if you live in a snowy place where your boots will attract a lot of snow and gravel and dirt and mud, eventually this is just going to overflow, and all the dirt, as you can see, will just end up over here. These floor mats are made out of a rubber material, and while they are easy to hose down and power wash, when you vacuum them, if you have pets, the pet hair is not that easy to get off of these without some sort of a brush to help the vacuum along. Other than that, they're your typical floor mats. Like I said, pretty cheaply done, pretty thin, and you can see all the dirt over there on the corner by the driver's pedal. It's just because these floor mats don't really do a good job of being floor mats. You would expect something of a higher quality when you are buying an OEM floor mat, but unfortunately this is what it is. And here's a quick look at the rear floor mat before we go ahead and install the Nilight TPE unit. Again, the rear is the same as the front. It is made of some thin rubber material. There isn't really much of a lip here to protect the door sill, and this doesn't have a lip in general, so if there is a lot of snow and dirt and gravel, it's just going to spill over to the rest of the car, and you're going to end up having to remove this and clean underneath it because all the dirt that's supposed to be caught by the floor mat is caught by the carpet instead. It does have the hump protector, so this is in one piece. The Nilight is a similar design, but it will have a bigger lip to catch all the dirt, and we'll show you guys how it is to install that in just one moment. So when you buy these off Amazon, they'll come in a box just like this with just very simple wrapping, so there's not much to unbox here. It is helpful for you to take the rear floor mat and just put that on the floor overnight so it can kind of flatten out again. It does ship folded, so you'll have to either heat it up a little bit or stick it in the sun. That way you don't get this deformed lip that you see right there. All right, so the first thing I noticed with the Nilight TPE floor mat is that it seems like we hit a little bit of a snag here. I have an aftermarket powered subwoofer underneath the passenger seat made by Alpine. It is supposed to be a tucked away sub, and it looks like I cannot get this floor mat underneath that sub. I'm gonna try and wiggle it in there, perhaps take out the OEM carpet. That might help. So I'm gonna do a little bit of squeezing that in, and hopefully we can get this mat in without any issues. Be right back. Okay, so we got it to fit as best as we can. I'm thinking that we're gonna need some more time with the car in the sun, just so the floor mat will contour to the floor a little more. I managed to get the floor mat underneath the sub, but we're having some fitment issues over here. Some lifting, and it's looking like it's just not contouring over here to the floor, and it's also looking like there's a little bit of a gap underneath this center portion, and the OEM floor mat fit very well to the floor without any kind of air bubbles underneath it, so we're gonna need to revisit that. Once this sits in the sun a little bit, I think it will get a little better. All right, so this is what the passenger floor looks like. Has more coverage, more of a lip over here to protect this carpet that you can see has some wear already. You can already see the OEM floor mat only reaches up to this line over here, while the Nilight one is about an inch or even more than that higher up, and we get a little bit more protection on the door sill over here. Like I said, this hasn't really conformed to the bottom, so let's wait a couple days and see if this TPE ends up flattening out. My main area of concern was actually the driver's floor mat, since most of the time I'm the only one driving the car, and this is the highest wear area of the vehicle. Like you guys can see, a lot of the dirt actually just overflows onto the carpet underneath the floor mat. So let's see what the Nilight one does in terms of improving that. Let's see if we can install this one-handed. And while we are installing this one-handed, it's important to note that this also fits the contemporary GX 460 from Lexus. I'm not sure if that's why we're having a little bit of a fitment issue in the rear, but that might be part of it. I'm not sure if the GX 460 and the 4Runner have one-to-one identical floors, so that might be it. Anyway, here is what it looks like installed. So we have more protection here all the way up to the top of the hump, and we also have a little lip here to protect the door sill. It's not as deep as I expected it to be, but that might be just the floor of the 4Runner itself. If we go any deeper than this, we won't really have a floor mat that sits flush with the door sill. This is going to be nice. It's definitely going to protect this area of the carpet a lot more than the OEM one. Unfortunately, it's looking like we have the same amount of coverage over there by the gas pedal. I don't think we're going to be able to solve that issue of debris falling underneath the gas pedal and onto the carpet. Again, I think that's a design thing. Any more floor mat would probably risk the gas pedal getting stuck under it when the pedal hits the carpet, so I understand that completely. Other than that, I do think that these are a very good floor mat for the price. Significantly cheaper than the WeatherTech mats, and also significantly cheaper than OEM floor mats that you would get at the dealer. Right, guys, so I've had the car out in the sun for a few hours, and no improvements to the right side of the car with these Nilight TPE floor mats. I think it's really just the subwoofer down on the bottom making the floor mat not fit very well, because you can see there's that little bubble there, but on the other side where there's no sub, there's really no gap between the OEM carpet and the floor mat. Other than that, these floor mats look great. I've driven around in them a little bit. They are not slippery at all, so no risk of like accidentally slipping your foot onto the gas pedal or the brake pedal. And the texture is nice. They feel really good. I know that these are going to be easier to clean than the OEM rubber mats. Other than that sub issue there, which wouldn't stop me from recommending these mats, these are definitely a great purchase. Cheaper than some of the other name brand mats that you'll see available online. I also think that these are a better deal than the OEM floor mats, which you might overpay for at the dealer depending on which dealer you go to. And of course, you get a better quality floor mat for cheaper. Alright guys, that does it for this video. If you guys liked these Nilight TPE floor mats, you can check them out in the link below. They fit 5th generation 4Runners as well as the Lexus GX 460. If you have any questions, drop a comment down below. And if you like this video and want to see more reviews, especially of us working on this 2018 4Runner TRD off-road, don't forget to subscribe and check us out on Instagram at Bolts and Banter. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.